Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours. Now through December 20th, all of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Leimert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net, and together we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
First things first.
Things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule, 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not 2 and 7. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the movement. So we tune in. The first things first with the queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis. First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning. Good morning and God bless. I'm Dominique DiPrima. This show, the show you're listening to, this show is called First Things First, and my first thing today and every day is giving thanks to God, giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessing, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders, and getting to it. And by it, I mean talking about unpacking, fellowshipping, mutual support, mutual aid, and a lot of, levity. All that is on the table. So it is Thursday, so that means hour one, we look to the local, what's going on this side of town. Hour two, we go national, international, and beyond, freestyle phones. Hour three, we do a deep dive with a person of interest, a hot topic, or all of the above. Lots and lots of time to call today if you are in the mood to talk to me or hear yourself or say a thing. 800-920-1580. That's your line in, 800-920-1580. You could also join the peeps in the chat on YouTube, which is youtube.com, and then you just type in KBLA 1580, and you will see me live. Please like, follow, subscribe. I want to thank the folks who have been stopping by with coats and blankets. We're getting a nice pile of winter coats and blankets that will help the unhoused. That's part of our Xmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah holiday solstice vibe. And so we appreciate the KBLA delegation always stepping up. I think it was Molly Bell yesterday, too, in the chat, said that she went on Amazon and bought Robin Ayer's book, and I love that so much because it's just a way of supporting not just Robin's memory and her own legacy, but also her family, right? And the book is quite affordable, as Molly Bell pointed out. So let's be like Molly Bell. Let's buy Robin's book. Okay, so where to start, man. Locally, it's just a whole bunch of things going on. Some good, some challenging. Of course, it's a extra West Coast day. TDE is doing their thing in Nickerson Gardens. And if I know you all are gonna want to spend time talking about these Biden pardons. Here they come, 1,500 of them. Who are they for? Does this change your opinion about Hunter, or is it more of the same? And how does it impact us here in Cali? It seems like everything is a national issue right now. Everything is a local issue right now. There's almost like no space. But I'm still glad to be living here in Cali, just because we have a level of consciousness and a level of dedication and understanding that is not everywhere. No shade to the people that listen that are from other places, but it's something about the West Coast. It's creative, it's free, and I don't mean free like you don't have to pay, because it's definitely not that. I mean free-spirited and progressive, even with the shifts to the right that are being so slavishly documented by the mainstream media. And from every level of government to definitely those activists on the streets, the new school board members are saying they see the current administration as a threat, the 47th president as a problem for LAUSD students. It's a huge school district, and there's 3 new school board members, and they're vowing to protect the kids against the administration of he who shall not be named, and these extremist Republican policies that we're currently seeing in every corner of our lives. And, the president-elect has vowed to deport all the immigrants, end all the DEI programs, stop the instruction of Black history and what he calls woke and unpatriotic history. And by that he means you and me. And crack down on transgender students, which, for the record, is a teeny tiny group of kids. The number of children, teenagers, adults that are transgender is very, very tiny. But the Republicans like to blow it up like it was everybody. And so the school board here, Carla Griego, who is going to be replacing progressive Jackie Goldberg on the board, and Charlotte Hendy Newbill, who is replacing George McKenna on the board. They have said in no uncertain terms that they plan to defend history, defend immigrants, and defend LGBTQ rights. Scott Shermalson was also elected as well in this last November 5th round, reelected. So that's all good news as far as I'm concerned, but I'm looking to hear from these 3 school board members and all of the school board members that you're including Black students in the students you're going to be protecting. And I feel like I shouldn't even have to say this, but clearly I do, because on every level of elected officials from here in the state of California, from state, county, city, school board, I'm hearing a lot of pledges to protect LGBTQ students, which is good. They're going to need it. You can tell a tiny, tiny percentage of students are trans, but yet the Republicans in their campaigning acted like it was this huge chunk of the population. It's a huge piece of their agenda. I'm hearing that they're going to protect immigrants, which is good. I'm hearing that they're going to protect ethnic studies and DEI, which is great. But I need to hear you step up and say, and not just talk the talk, but at least start by talking the talk, that you are going to go out of your way to protect the number one targeted group for hate crimes, the number one targeted group for hate crimes. Ever since we've been tracking hate crimes, every single year, is black people. I need some special pronouncements about what you're going to do to protect black people at a time in the city where a conservative group from Virginia is able to shut down a program that students fought for, the Black Student Achievement Program, which is meant to close the gap. Oh, you're allowed to have special supplemental programs to close the gap for non-English speakers. You're allowed to have special programs to close the gap for newcomers. You're allowed to have special programs to close the gap for marginalized students, but not black students. It's like you can help anybody in America except us, and you're good. Help black people, it's going to go all the way to the Supreme Court. And I'm not going to lie, I'm very disappointed in the LAUSD Superintendent, Alberto Carvalho, for just saying, okay, we give up, before anybody filed a lawsuit or anything. Okay, we give up. We'll throw our black students under the bus. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? At a time when Governor Newsom and the mayor and the Board of Supervisors have all gone out of their way to make strong statements about how they're going to protect all these other groups. I need y'all to make a statement about how you're going to protect black Angelenos, black Californians, black students. Please and thank you. Let's go to Fred calling us from the Crenshaw district. Good morning, Fred.
Good morning, Dominique. How you doing, my sister?
I'm blessed. What's on your mind?
Yeah, okay, a couple of things. You know, people should have saw a lot of this stuff coming. Now, back to the election, I hate to say this, but a lot of blacks and Latinos did not bother to vote. A lot of them who did vote and voted for Trump. I got into an argument with a guy the other day.
Whoa. Okay, I'm going to let you finish your point, but slow your roll. A lot did not vote for Trump. A very small amount. 92% of black women and something like 85% of black men voted for not Trump. Okay, so let's not say a lot. 85%, an 85% electoral victory is considered a landslide. 92% is nearly impossible. So that means not Trump won by a landslide in this election. Actually, that's Harris voters. If you add in West voters and Stein voters, we're way up there. So I just want to make sure we're clear. A few, more than last time, but not a lot.
And the thing is that even though the U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland didn't look into it, I think that Trump and Elon Musk connived to make it look like he won. Now we're going to have 4 years of what I call Nightmare on Elm Street. So I think with the Democrats,
Nightmare on Pennsylvania Avenue. But here's the thing: maybe it'll be 4 years. Let's see what Universe says. What is it that the elders like to say? If the Lord say the same. It's a highly unstable, unhealthy individual in a volatile party that eats its own. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, and then he says he's going to protect Social Security, Medicare. You think that's true?
When did he say that?
Well, a buddy of mine is in Tucson, Arizona, and he said he heard from someone that Social Security and Medicare is he's going to go after that. I'll be talking another day.
Well, look, but here's the thing, Fred. The guy lies more. He probably lies more than he goes to the bathroom. I mean, he lies more than he combs his hair. He lies more than he takes a bath. So, do you think no? Because I don't know. I didn't hear him say this, that if there's a new statement that he'll protect it. But we know that he tried at least twice during his last term to cut Social Security and Medicare. We know that. He tried it. But then we had the ability to stop him because Dems controlled the House. Remember, Nancy Pelosi controlled the House. They weren't able to get rid of Obamacare, and they weren't able to cut Social Security, even though he tried. This time he's got both chambers. And Elon Musk and the Billionaire Boys Club are already saying Social Security is too much, it's too expensive. Okay, you're the richest man in the world, but you're going to begrudge an older American their little $1,200 a month, $1,500 a month that they're meant to survive on for the rest of their lives. Got it. No, I don't believe him, Fred.
Yeah, and then my dad used to say, when you make your bed hard, you got to lie. And that's true. So, like I said, let's see what he's going to do. He claims he says he's going to bring the United States together. Yeah, I believe I see it. Look at the ball in Hell's Ball. Well, you know his son-in-law Jared Kushner brought that up. Then he's going to have. I forget one of his guys to be the ambassador to Ukraine, and so after we see these 4 years, we really got to have some strong Democrats who will want to run for president. And trying to have a friend of mine named Adrian Mata. He's the right-hand man to the governor. I said, well, do you think that's his boss? Do you think the governor's going to run? He said, well, he wants to weigh things out and see if he can get support. Just out of curiosity, who would you like to see take on the Trump administration in 2028? You got any names out there?
Who I'd like to run?
Who? Now, what governor would you like to see run in 2028?
Oh, Lord. Give me a minute on that one. I don't know about governors. I mean, look, I'll take Newsom. I'll take Newsom over anybody in the Republican Party any day of the week. But, governors, Well, how about Raz Baraka? Should he win the governorship of New Jersey? That's my brother. No, I don't want that. They definitely would take him out. But I need my brother to grow to a ripe old age. Let me get back to you on that one, Fred. Who do you want?
Okay, I was going to say, do you know tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, Holly Mitch Heather Hutt's going to be given the oath of office as first AME. I plan to be on hand. Are you going to be able to make it to her ceremony tomorrow?
I am planning to as well. I'm planning to be. I love Heather Hutt. I'm super glad she was elected. And I plan to be there to celebrate. Absolutely. Yep. Thank you, Fred. You always keep us up on the latest. We'll continue our conversation. Fred called 800-920-1580. You can do that too. You're invited. I'd love to talk to you. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward. Are you an entrepreneur looking to take your business to new heights? KBLA Talk 1580 is your partner in success. Every day, we celebrate and elevate Black-owned businesses across our community. Our KBLA SMB Marketplace currently features The Cookie Dip, Badass Bakes, Hair Concoction, Higher Education Accreditation Consulting, LACC Radiology Technology Department, and Malik Books. Your business deserves to be heard. Let KBLA Talk 1580 amplify your voice and connect you with our powerful community of listeners. Email smb@kbla1580.com today. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your flag.
Here's another great reason to use the United States Postal Service this season. Your boxes are wrapped and the gifts are in. Our employees are ready. Let the holiday ride begin. Let's start with the price. It's easy to manage when you ship with the reliable USPS Ground Advantage. In just a few days, it's sure to arrive. We're working nonstop to keep the spirit alive. USPS Ground Advantage, the affordable and reliable shipping solution for the holidays. Visit USPS.com/advantage.
1 in 3 children born today will get diabetes. This sad prediction by the Centers for Disease Control will come true if millions of Americans don't improve their lifestyles, especially by changing what they eat, how much they eat, and how active they are every day. Every 23 seconds, another American gets diabetes. Stop diabetes before it starts. To learn more, contact the American Diabetes Association or download our free diabetes education programs at learningaboutdiabetes.org.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SNAP to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SNAP for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SNAP for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right
now. Sherry Bell was talking about this Hannah Kobayashi case because I haven't really been following it, but apparently she has been found safe, landed at LAX and is back doing her thing. Maybe Sherry will fill us in on more details when she comes in. Meanwhile, the director of probation here in LA County quit and then decided not to quit, which is really weird because, well, first of all, we go through probation directors like some people go through boyfriends. And the situation inside of the jails, the juvenile jails, is terrible. And it's been repeatedly found to be substandard. Los Padrinos has been ordered to be closed. And this guy, Guillermo Vieira Rosa, he's a probation chief. He said, oh, yeah, well, I quit. Now, Los Padrinos is supposed to be closing down today. Today. That means they would have to move 200 incarcerated young people out of that facility because the state board found there was insufficient staffing and really bad conditions. He told his bosses, the board of supervisors, he was leaving by the end of the year, conveniently. And then, magically, he changed his mind. I want that bonus. Somehow he changed his mind. Now, I know we don't have people clamoring to be the LA County probation chief, and maybe the guy hasn't had enough time. I mean, I know it's a very intractable thing to fix, but for me, if you hire someone to fix a thing and the thing is not fixed, you might have to look at getting someone else to do the job. I don't know who that is. The state board did say that the department has made some positive changes, but still it's out of compliance. And I guess we're going to find out. Today's find out day because they're supposed to move those children by today. That is, coincidentally, that is the juvenile hall where I did a broadcast back in the day with Eazy-E and others. Broadcasting my show Street Science from inside will be much harder to do that now because they have so many restrictions. But it was a powerful day, and even then, there were problems inside of the juvenile correctional system. And meanwhile, the Attorney General for the state of California says he's adding monitoring of 2 more local juvenile jails because of concerns about Sylmar and Nydorf. It's just, it's almost like something I can't think about too much because it's so troubling. These are children that we are supposed to be trying to rehabilitate, and it's just in shambles. like all the time for years. And, you know, I know it's not simple. I'm not saying wave a magic wand, but something has to be done. Progress has to be made. We're going to go to Ron calling us from Richmond. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning. Can I hold on after the? No, I'll talk real quick.
You're always allowed to hold on. Yeah, just get the party started because we got news in 2 minutes. Go for it.
I see. Yeah, I'm watching my clock right now.
Good job. You should have a radio show. Some of us that work here forget to watch our clocks.
I have been told. That by a lot of folks said I have a wonderful voice. Nah, I don't think radio ready for me, man. I'll be off the chain with it sometimes.
Yeah, we might not
get
be.
banned. I might get banned the first day on air.
It happens.
Yeah. So, real quick before you go to your break, who you got in this football game tonight, Dominique? I'm quite sure you know who's playing up here in the Bay.
I'm not a betting woman.
You're not a betting woman.
No.
So what?
Did anybody win the lottery yet?
I wish I did.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. So what jersey you gonna rock? While you watching the game.
You know what? Leave me alone.
I had to call in the message on that.
Well, what jersey are you going to be wearing tonight?
Me? Well, it's Pittsburgh Steelers all day because I know it's going down this Sunday out there in Philly. But for my late daddy and my brother, oh yeah, it's Niner gang all day, and I got a rest for them, man.
Yeah,
all day.
Yeah.
But no disrespect to the LA Rams, man. That was a good Super Bowl run there, yeah.
Right, and the Niners are having not the best season ever.
No, they got a lot going on.
Not
right
the
now.
best season ever.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
I mean, I think I'm gonna keep this jersey on. I'm wearing my Africa jersey.
I see you rocking that. Yeah, that's nice.
I think I might have to keep this one on. I mean, look, I've been a Niner fan since I was a little kid. Okay.
Yeah.
A little kid when the Niners used to lose every game and we still cheered for them. And then they got to be super dope and we used to go to the games, So I'm always going to love the 49ers. I just feel like, LA has given me this big giant hug for the past 20 plus years that I've been living here. And lately, boy, these Rams, here comes Sherry with the dope jersey. Here comes out of the blue, a member of the Rams staff throws me a football. Like, I don't know. I think the Rams love me, so, got to show love in return. I mean, this is the city where I stay. I don't know. What do you say, Miles? KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. President Biden is warning the incoming Trump administration of national security issues in a classified memo. It reportedly states that Russia is providing military technology to Iran and North Korea and conducting joint patrols with China. The family of Hannah Kobayashi, who vanished last month, confirms she is safe. She was last seen in Los Angeles in early November. Police say she walked into Mexico on her own. The man accused of trying to assassinate Donald Trump, Ryan Ruth, is requesting his trial be delayed until December 2025. Ruth, who pled not guilty, allegedly waited with a rifle near Trump International Golf Club in September. And 6-time Super Bowl winning coach Bill Belichick is set to become the next head coach at North Carolina. After nearly 50 years in the NFL, Belichick will transition to college football at UNC. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Imagine a photograph of your favorite place in California. Then right in the middle of it, one piece of litter. Litter has no place in our lives, not one piece. Together, let's change that. Clean California. Zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
I'm a bad man.
Even though Kawhi Leonard is practicing again with the Clippers, it's understandable why the team is not in a hurry to increase his practice activity. Leonard has yet to be cleared for full contact workouts or scrimmaging. The Clippers want to make sure Leonard's right knee is completely healthy before that happens. The last time Leonard tried to scrimmage with USA Basketball last summer in Vegas, he was sent home because his knee was bothering him. Leonard has not played in a game since April, Game 3 in the first round of the NBA playoffs against Dallas. Congrats to former NBA players Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady. They were approved by the NFL to become non-controlling minority owners with the Buffalo Bills. South Carolina State quarterback Eric Phoenix was voted HBCU National Player of the Year. Phoenix led South Carolina State to a 9-2 record and threw for 2,460 yards and 20 touchdowns. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. Equinox EV and the all-new Equinox offer award-winning quality and style to see you through the holiday season. See why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Hi, I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. You've been hearing me guest host here on KBLA Talk 1580, and I'm having a blast. But I'm excited about joining the official lineup here at KBLA Talk 1580 starting Monday, January 6th at 1 p.m. Start your day with First Things First and Dominique DiPrima at 6 a.m. Check out Tavis Smiley at 9 a.m. Tune into Truth Time with Dr. Cornell West and Nina Turner at 12 noon, and then tap in with me on The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show at 1 p.m. weekdays. I served 17 years in the U.S. Congress, and I can tell you it's going to be a rough 4 years, so let's navigate this journey together. It's The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show, starting Monday, January 6th at 1 p.m. on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Okay, so last time I had insurance, I got hit with huge bills every time I saw the doctor.
You gotta get a plan with low copays and no deductibles. That's what those big bills are. I got a plan through Covered California. Now it doesn't cost so much to go see a doctor.
Seriously?
Yeah, and they have a bunch of options like that, so you can find one that works for you and your cash flow.
I can swing that.
We all have questions. Covered California has answers and can find a health plan that's right for you. Covered California, this way to health insurance.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, indeed. I do appreciate you. Looking forward to the conversation about these pardons. They're not really pardons, they're commutations. A commutation means that your sentence gets a little shorter. A pardon means that the whole thing is gone, like you're no longer a felon. If your sentence is commuted, you still have that crime on your record, but your sentence is modified. So what Biden has done is the biggest group of commutations in one day. They're not pardons. There's a few pardons in there, but that's not the record-breaking part. The pardon record is still Barack Obama, who pardoned 330 people in one day shortly before he left office. Biden only pardoned 39 people today, but we'll talk a little bit more about that next hour. It's still a record, and he has said that he will be doing more commutations and more pardons before he leaves, before he goes out the door. And let's not forget, he already did mass pardons for a lot of cannabis offenders on federal lands in D.C. I don't know why he can't do that federally, nationally. He's already pardoned people who were, or not pardoned them, but commuted people who had sex with the same sex in the military. That used to be a crime. Not anymore. So we'll see. But more on that. Ron, you were harassing me about football. So, yeah, you know what? I think I might keep the Africa shirt on, and you know, there's a lot going on in LA. So maybe I won't even watch football. Maybe I'll be at a party for Heather Hutt. Maybe I'll be at a fundraiser for the ultimate student athlete. Coach E, my former trainer, they have a fundraiser at Harold and Bells, which is something great to support. You support the future football players. A lot of those kids that, you know, were training with him when I was working out with him are either college athletes now or even in the NFL. So, you know, who knows what I'll do tonight, Ron.
I heard that. That's what's up. Yeah, it's a lot going on here in the Bay too. They getting ready to close down this Safeway grocery store over here in San Francisco. They said that spot been there like 40 plus years, and a lot of people that live near that particular grocery store, you know, depend on it, you know, and they're gonna lose it. So it's just a lot of closure, not just here in the Bay, but I mean all over the place. It's crazy right now.
Yeah, well, I was glad to see at least the blocking of that merger, that grocery store merger, because, and I don't know, who knows what will happen with the new administration. They're anti-people and pro-corporations. But Albertsons wanted to merge with Kroger, so that would be Albertsons. Out here, it's Ralph's. On the East Coast, they call it Kroger's. And now Albertsons is suing Kroger, and they've backed out of the deal. So at least for now, that deal won't go through. And when I was traveling in Canada last year, I heard a lot about their grocery mergers and their prices. I mean, compared to everything else in Canada, Canada is less expensive than the United States. Compared to everything else, their groceries are high. And it's because, you know, what I was told, I didn't do a deep dive in this, but what I was told is that there are only two companies that pretty much control all of the groceries for the entire country, which means price fixing, price gouging. There's no competition. And in many neighborhoods, you're just at the mercy of one corporation for your food. And I don't know how it is in the Bay anymore. I haven't spent enough time there, Ron. But here in LA, there are certain neighborhoods where you pretty much only have Albertsons, or you pretty much only have Ralph's, or you might only have Food for Less, which I think is owned by Kroger. So the merger of those two would be bad news for many of us in food deserts.
Wow, that's real. Yeah, 'cause I'll be, you know, when I get my little grocery shop on, I'll be checking out some of the prices on these cereals. They be like $6 and $7 a box. I'm like, good Lord. Then I look for the lower budget, like the Signature. It's a brand called Signature.
Yeah, the generic ones, right?
Called.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and make sure it got no sugar, of course, you know, because I'm diabetic, so I try to stay away from all them, you know, Frosted Flakes and Fruit Loops. Every now and then I get Honey Nut Cheerios. You know, that's not as bad as all them other sugary cereals.
But you know what? Even the ones that they say don't have sugar, that aren't frosted, dipped, whatever, a lot of them are pretty sugary. I mean, I like Rice Krispies. They don't.
There you go. Ooh, that's old school.
I like Rice Krispies. Yeah, well, but if you look at the box, even though they're not frosted, they actually have quite a bit of sugar in them.
Oh, they do. Yeah, I got into the habit now. When I pick up certain items, I read the contents and see how much sodium and like you said, that sugar and all that
and
stuff.
Things you can't pronounce. I also like cornflakes. Yeah, that's old school too. I know.
Yeah. Oh man, all day long.
Because we weren't allowed to have any of that. My mom was militant about health.
Yeah.
Well, until she wasn't. But when I was little, it was all oatmeal and brown rice porridge. No cold cereals for us.
No sugary nothing, huh?
No sugary nothing. We weren't allowed to have a TV. We weren't allowed to have candy. Although we snuck out and had candy. I'm not going to lie. I'll walk to school and get a candy bar.
Man, where I lived at in my old hood in Berkeley, we had 2 corner stores. I'd be walking right up the block, getting dry salami and Snickers candy bars and all kinds of stuff we shouldn't have been eating back in the day growing up.
Yes,
even going to
indeed.
Jack in the Box, getting old school nachos from Jack in the Box back in the day.
Wow, that's really... See, I don't know nothing about that. I wasn't allowed to eat fast food as a kid growing up, and I didn't allow my child to eat it growing up, and I've never eaten it, so I'm completely in the dark. Yes, sir.
I don't know if you look at Dr. Phil's channel. I don't know if y'all get that down there called Merit. They did like a behind the scenes special about Steve Harvey's mentoring program. It was pretty good. You know how he helps. It just showed like his ranch that he owns out there and how he
I'm familiar with it. I don't know the channel, but that doesn't mean we don't have it. I just never looked for it.
Yeah. It's channel 13 here in the Bay. So
yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, you might see some stuff on YouTube or something like that. But it was a pretty good program.
Okay. Not a big follower of Dr. Phil, but I will look for it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate the conversation. And of course, I know a thing or two about Steve Harvey's charities. Not that one, because it actually wasn't in effect when I was a member of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. That was he was doing the book giveaways here in LA at that time, and I was the one that actually had to make sure they really got those books. Compton High, Centennial High, Crenshaw, Dorsey, and a lot of other places that we were donating books to. And that was sort of the early days of the Steve Harvey Foundation before, he was rich then, but before he got insanely rich like he is now. I'll have to look for that. What do you think? I mean, what do you think we should be doing? How do we protect young people? How do we rehab young people? Because I feel like that's the start of this. The school to prison pipeline, leads to juvenile hall. That leads to the big prisons. We have over-incarceration, not just in this country, in this state, but in this country. And as much as people like to talk about how Trump did let some people out of prison, including Lil Wayne and Kodak Black, he did kill more people through the death penalty than any other president. He executed more individuals than any other president. That's why some folks are saying that Biden should pardon everybody on federal death row or commute their sentences. I think a commutation at least makes sense, down to life without parole, because Merrick Garland has paused the death penalty, but clearly the 45th president will bring it back. He went out of his way to kill 12 people in the last couple months of office, and 5 of those were black people. Yep. So how do you stop that cycle? They say it's staffing, and all of these prison guards and prison workers are in unions. But What about counselors? What about coaches? What about teachers? How do you interrupt the cycle of criminalization of a child? And I think that is our assignment. I think that's our assignment, LA County. You want to talk about protecting kids, protecting vulnerable populations. It doesn't get much more vulnerable than being an incarcerated child with little or no rights. Got to figure this out. Love to hear from you. Ron called 800-920-1580, and I encourage and invite you to do the same. This is the place, after all, where we're amplifying Black and progressive voices all day long. We are KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
Have you heard of the 50-30-20 rule? This can help you spend and save your money wisely. So, how does it work? Distribute your dollars into 3 buckets. 50% towards needs, 30% towards your wants, and 20% goes to savings. Use this tool to help your journey to financial success. Sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery, embrace the company of family and friends, and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at choosechangeca.org.
The revolution will not be televised.
This is Brother Cornell West. My dear brothers and sisters, I'm full of joy and delight to announce that I'm joining the precious family at KBLA Talk 1580, founded and led by my dear brother Tavis Smiley himself. Yes, the name of the show is Truth Time, and I'll be working with the inimitable Nina Turner out of Cleveland, Ohio, sister of great vision, and we will be on weekdays at 12 noon. We will be following Brother Tavis Smiley's show. We will begin Monday, January the 6th. That's right, Monday, January the 6th. Get ready for a different kind of insurrection. We coming with Martin Luther King Jr. and Fannie Lou Hamer and Curtis Mayfield and Aretha Franklin, and gonna add a little Gil Scott Heron too, as Nina Simone sits at the center. That's right.
The revolution will be live.
That's what we gonna do. Please come with us on this fantastic voyage.
The revolution will put you in the driver's seat.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Here's another great reason to use the United States Postal Service this season. When sending a package, why venture outside? Ship with USPS for a true holiday ride. Want to stay cozy and warm? There's no need to roam. With free package pickup and labels printed from home, we have over 600,000 employees always in motion. And before you know it, your gift has delivered emotion. Spread the holiday joy this season with USPS's Enhanced Network. Learn more at USPS.com/holidayride.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
So here in LA, we love a leaked tape. Apparently there is a leaked tape of one of the higher-ups in the probation department saying that they are going to possibly defy an order by the state to vacate the youth from Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall. This is Kimberly Epps, who's a chief deputy probation officer. And apparently she was talking to a group of probation officers last month, and she said, we're not moving. You're going to have to put our stuff on the curb. That would mean that the state could end up suing us or fining us or penalizing us. That means we would be at war with the state. And that's why I said, I guess we'll find out today or in the next day or two, because today's the deadline to move those children out. And some of them are young adults. Move them out of Los Padrinos. Our 60 days is up. They said you either got to fix it or close it down. And the consistent problem is they're always saying, oh, there's not enough officers. They're probation officers working at the facility, so there's not enough oversight for these young people. And a lot of these officers refuse to go to these juvenile halls, or they take prolonged medical leave, taking advantage of their so-called union, and abandoning the young people inside the system. So that's why I say, why not teachers? Why not counselors? Why not mental health folks? Why not coaches? Why not gang intervention workers? Like, somebody got to be in there. And if the officers who are sworn and very well paid to be there refuse to be there, why can't we find somebody that will? This can be a whole showdown, and we shall see. The department said this week they're weighing their options. But that leaked tape doesn't sound like weighing options. It sounds like we're just going to defy the state and keep these children in substandard conditions. Wow. And the communications director for the probation department said that they disagree with what the board said. So there's a state oversight board that's meant to inspect your carceral facility and tell you whether or not they're suitable for human beings or especially safe for children. And they say no, and you're like, well, we disagree. That'd be like an inspector going to a restaurant and giving it an F, and the restaurant says, well, we disagree. It doesn't matter if you disagree. You still got to put that F in your window. Well, you don't put an F in your window. You shut down until you get it together. So in other words, you don't get to evaluate yourself to decide whether you are providing a suitable environment for these young people. And it's not like, if we're on an honor system, it's not like they're racking up, good points. If they were an inmate, they wouldn't be getting released for good behavior. I mean, there's liability right now for the county for sexual abuse, assault. That's going to cost you a whole bunch of money. The chief said he was going to step down. Now he's not going to step down. You saw the tape last year of this, of officers standing around while kids beat up another kid. There was another tape of probation officers brutalizing a child inside the system. So I don't think in that environment you get to say, well, we don't agree, so we're going to do whatever we want. And we don't know what the Attorney General will do. But I seriously doubt that he's just going to be like, oh, well, yeah, okay, you disagree, carry on. The Public Defender's Office is saying that if probation does not close down Los Padrinos and move those children to safety, children and young adults, that they're going to call for all of those inmates. Do you call them inmates if they're children? Clients is what he calls them. 107 of their clients that are inside Los Padrinos, but the clients of the Public Defender's Office. Luis Rodriguez is the name of the chief, the juvenile division for the public defenders. He says he's going to petition the courts to let 107 of those young people out if probation doesn't shut down that facility by today. Yeah, there's whole lot going on in LA County, in LA City. Let's go to Jerry from Beverly Hills. Good morning, Jerry.
Oh, good morning. That white Marine should have gotten jail time. But what about football Damian Williams? Some people felt he should have gotten no jail time.
You're talking about Daniel Penny, the Marine. That's who you mean when you say the Marine, that he should have gotten
jail time. But what about football Damian Williams, who hit Reginald Daddy with a brick? Some people felt he should have gotten no jail time. Football Damian Williams.
I don't know the answer to that. Now you're going back a ways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that my take on NFL and violence in general, whether it's domestic violence or violence against one another that's not within the confines of the rules, I feel like they need to be teaching anger management and family therapy training for all of the people in the NFL. Why? Because we teach them and reward them for hitting hard and taking people down, and they're very young people. And then when they're off the field, we expect different behavior. We expect them to effectively manage that rage. And I think that the NFL should be tasked with paying to teach these life skills to those young people. That's what I think, Jerry. I also think it's time for news, traffic, and sports, and we will continue our conversations when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. President Biden is warning the incoming Trump administration of national security issues in a classified memo. It reportedly states that Russia is providing military technology to Iran and North Korea and conducting joint patrols with China. The family of Hannah Kobayashi, who vanished last month, confirms she is safe. She was last seen in Los Angeles in early November. Police say she walked into Mexico on her own. The man accused of trying to assassinate Donald Trump, Ryan Ruth, is requesting his trial be delayed until December 2025. Ruth, who pled not guilty, allegedly waited with a rifle near Trump International Golf Club in September. And 6-time Super Bowl winning coach Bill Belichick is set to become the next head coach at North Carolina. After nearly 50 years in the NFL, Belichick will transition to college football at UNC. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Imagine a photograph of your favorite place in California. Then right in the middle of it, one piece of litter. Litter has no place in our lives, not one piece. Together, let's change that. Clean California. Zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Something is going on with LeBron. He was given an excused absence from Wednesday's practice and film session. Lakers coach J.J. Redick said LeBron is taking some time away from the team. LeBron has not been with the team since Sunday's win over Portland. He sat out that game with a sore left foot. Redick is uncertain if LeBron will be with the Lakers for Friday's game at Minnesota. It looks like there's been a change in thinking about Bronny James playing road games in the G League with the South Bay Lakers. LeBron's son will be with South Bay for tonight's game in Tempe, Arizona.